I'm Julio de Castro. I am the Jose Mario Alvarez Nogales Chair Professor in Entrepreneurship, a Chair Professor of Special Condition in Academics, and I'm also the head of the PhD program at IE. Obviously, the motivation deals with the issue of sustainability, in particular, how organizations deal with sustainability. We know from other research that being in the middle of the decision making makes a big difference, right? And so, in particular, when sustainability is raised to the C-level in organizations, it has tremendous implications, not only for the decisions that the organization makes, but also for the feelings within the organization as to how important sustainability is. What we do with the paper is that we look at the decision making of CEOs when they decide to appoint a chief sustainability officer. And what we find is there are two conditions under which that push CEOs toward this decision. Number one is when other competitors in the industry are doing very bad sustainability issues, what we call CSIR, right? So when they're actually doing activities that are undermining sustainability. And so that's the keep away from the bad. So they appoint CSOs when they don't want to be like that people, okay? The second is when somebody or some other company in their environment is doing very well with CSR, right? And then they actually want to catch up with them, right? And so that is the catch up with the good part. So CEOs that are more prevention focused, defensive, when they see the bad ones, they get activated. CEOs that are more promotion focused, when they see the good ones, they're even more activated in terms of appointing those CSOs. We're able to access actual CEOs of companies, be able to interview them and to get some survey data from them and run some psychological tests, which, as you understand, is fairly complicated. One of the main things that we need to be able to do to push forward is the ability to access those CEOs and to actually talk to them. There are some things that you can do with CEOs that you can do with a survey, etc. But there are some things that you have to do directly with them. And so that's actually the most complicated part of this and the part that we were able to overcome in the context of this research. So we hope we might continue to be able to do this. Really capturing the decision-making process and things that are driving. The bad thing is that in order to capture the decision-making process, you have to be able to access them, interview them, et cetera, which is the most complicated part of this venture. The good thing is that because when we say that we're doing stuff on sustainability, it tends to be a little easier to access those individuals. And they ask for, obviously, the results of the studies and so on and so forth. So that's the good part. So hopefully we'll be able to continue in that regard. Do have data, some preliminary data on performance of these firms, and so that's the next step, right? To see whether the presence of these chief sustainability officers, which indicates assigning importance to this thing, to sustainability, actually translates into performance. We're able to connect the decision making of the CEO with the performance, which is usually fairly complicated. So if we're able to connect the decision making of the CEO to sustainability activities and to performance, we have a much stronger link that looks at the relationship. We try to look at fundamental problems, but my key driver is problems that affect society. The second part of it is, obviously this work needs to be well done, well documented, validated by the journals, et cetera, but the second part, which is as important, is the ability to transmit this work and to get people to understand a little of what we do. What kind of problems you're gonna look for? Why are they important? What are the implications of society for this? And down the road, being able to say, listen, this is what we found. These are better ways of addressing these particular issues.